Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Tough Customs Garage YouTube channel. This week I'm going to be working on my 91 R3500 Chevy. I narrowed a Duramax rear end when I lowered this truck. I did a 6/8 drop on the truck. I narrowed a Duramax rear end 3 inches to make it where I could use the full width uncut 22.5 wheels. So as you can see, we have some big holes in the bed that I need to fill. We're going to a car show this week, and I'm going to be using this bed. I'm going to cut out the inner fenders and a portion of the bed, make it where they'll actually unbolt. But we're going to a car show, and we need to be able to carry some stuff, because currently if you put anything in the bed, it's gone. It goes to the road unless you strap it really well, and that's not going to be good for suitcases and all of our family's stuff. The car show is called Run in the Sun. It's down at Myrtle Beach, and they have a deal on Friday at a place called the Beaver Bar. So it's called Rats at the Beaver, and I've always wanted to go. Always have an obligation this weekend, but it's going to be my birthday, and we're going to skip it because I'm turning 40. So we're going to go to the car show. Check it out. I got this first one already cut out, but the plan is to basically cut what I need here, cut what I need here, leaving the flange. So then whenever I weld the flange back into the bed that has the fenders missing, it'll weld back in there, and then I'll be able to unbolt the fender all the way down, and then this whole inner fender will come off. So it'll still be like a factory bed. I don't know that there's really any point, but I just don't like putting stuff back where it's welded solid where it is really not supposed to be. I'm going to fill all these holes where somebody had a gooseneck hitch bolted into this truck at some point. I really wanted to have a bed cover before we go to this show, but that's not going to happen. So hopefully it won't rain and we can just throw all of our junk back here. But at least it's not going to get shredded by the tires and thrown onto the road, because it's now going to be in the bed. So I'm trying to remove this little bolt here. It's got that fender support, and this one, that one's spinning, and that one's spinning. So I'm probably going to just cut a portion of it to get it out, because I should have some good ones on the other bed still. That junk right there was what was spinning. Well, it's got a nut on the back. That'd be why it was spinning. Who would have known? So you can see this shows basically what I cut out here, and this is going to be the new wider version of the inner fender. So that'll get the tires covered up. I think it's going to work out pretty well. That's going to work pretty well. See, this little flange piece will be flat with the bed floor. So the plan is to cut all that so this lays flush with this, and then weld it all in. My plan was to do a step flange on the actual overlap there. I got like an inch of overlap, and I got a new tool that I want to try that flanges it and also punches it for spot welds. It's just some cheapo, but I wanted to try it, see if it'll work. Because if I can step that and have some overlap and some spot welds, I feel pretty good about it. But it's going to look way better than that, that's for sure. That is a gaping hole. But I basically got these wheels out of the junkyard and then took them to my friend's house, my neighbor's house, and I cut big holes in the wheels. I'll show you a clip of that here. And then we put the wheels on a lathe and turned them down to 22s. So they were on this truck for a while as 22.5's with bigger tires. It was like an Escalade tire. But I wanted to lower it and put the smaller tires and stuff back on it. I don't know. I've never had anything lowered, but this truck's pretty cool. I mean, I always thought it was cool, but you went to the gas station or something like that, nobody ever said anything. Since it's lowered, everywhere you go, people love this thing. And it's a cruiser. It's got a 4L80 in it, 454 TBI, which that's been kind of problematic, but it's still a pretty trusty rig. We take this thing all over the place. So have an overdrive and a 373. It'll get down the interstate at 80 miles an hour without any real trouble. So hopefully we have no real trouble going to the beach this weekend with my whole family piled up in there. So yeah, we'll see. I got to get it finished. I've got my fume evacuator 1000 rigged up, since my vent for my fuel tank is literally right in there. And I'm going to start on that side. That way, if it blows up, I didn't waste all my time doing this side. Makes sense to me. Here we go. All right, good news. The truck didn't explode, so I'm still alive. Don't worry about it. Anyway, I got it all tacked up. Let's see what we got here. So I kind of had in mind that this was going to put a big, wide flange. I don't know why I was thinking that. I think if you practiced, you could probably get pretty decent with it. I kind of like the little spot weld punch, though. But the flange is not much. So I don't know if I'm going to utilize that. I might punch some spot welds. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with this. The flange is all welded back in. All my little lines line up. There's a return right there on this rib in the bed. So yeah, all those spot welds will go in from the bottom, and then I'll fully weld it up top here. So I'll weld all this. But yeah, pretty happy with that. It looks good. It's gonna be nice. A lot better than that. And I also filled all these holes where somebody had a gooseneck hitch in this truck. I don't know why Chevy beds have this hole. There's like an oval hole there. Filled that up too. Random holes everywhere. So we're making some progress. I'm gonna try to get the other one fit up today and probably weld everything up early in the morning before work starts. So I got this little piece of conveyor belt. I can use that to scribe my line for this long cut. It fits pretty nicely. It's bendable, so that first mark there is like 3 1/8 wide. So that's about how far I'm coming from the edge of the bed there. So I'm pretty happy with that. It laid out pretty nice at the floor. And then also this is laying down pretty nice here. I have some spot welds that I'm gonna hit from the bottom. I gotta put the truck on the lift and get the rear tires off of it so I can get to it. But before I weld a whole bunch more up top, I'm gonna do that. But I have these little return portions there that are gonna make it look more factory in terms of the bed floor and not just having that squared off. So I took that portion out of the other bed. It's kind of tough to see, but all this is nice and flush. So once I weld it and grind it back out, it'll fit up and look really smooth. So both sides are started. I still need to tack this side all the way down there, but all the floor on this side is tacked in and flush. So it's getting there. I got 2 days, so I think I'm in okay shape to get this done. All right, so here's my adapter. You got 1 inch, 1 inch to 3/4, and the custom 3/4 to half. Yeah, I know they make one, but I don't have one. And I didn't have one the day that I made it either. You can see the spot welds that I'll be putting in, and I cleaned up the corresponding spot on the other side of the fender, so I have some clean material to weld nailed back to. It ought to strengthen it up a good bit, and that way it's just not, you know, the weld that'll be on the other side of the panel. We got it tubbed out. Kind of forgot to get some more video of right after I welded it before I smoothed it all out. I may actually put a little body filler in that before I put some bed liner in this thing, but it looks a lot better. And the tires are covered, so I have a usable bed again, so that's good. It's getting there. Now if we can make the trip down to the beach and back, we'll be doing great. All the old beds all cut out. I can probably get this thing back out of the shop. I don't know what else we can cut out of this bed. It's kind of a shame. I had this bed picked up when I was unloading it and dropped it with the forks. I don't think this happened whenever I dropped it, but it ruined a perfectly good bed, and it was, man, it was pretty terrible. Yeah, it folded that corner under and jacked it all up. That back corner's folded under too. I think I had stuff in the bed, and I don't know if I ran over something with the forklift tire or what happened, but I definitely could have used this bed on a military truck, because all the military trucks we get are messed up on the bed sides where the folks are moving them around with forklifts. They ruin all the drive shafts in the military cut V's, and then also the bed sides. They always have a dent on the side. I think they pick them up and lean the forks back, and the trucks just slide into the mast of the forklift, basically. So anyway, it's a donor bed. Corey was able to use that portion right there for his battery box in his lowered truck, and then that was actually just the gooseneck hitch. So I don't know what else we'll carve out of this thing, but we'll keep it around, be able to use it for something. I'm gonna do a little hand polishing on the wheels before I stick them back on. It's way easier to do when the studs and the axles aren't in the way. So see if we can polish these things up a little bit. For some junkyard wheels, they turned out pretty good, but I mean, they're still not perfect. We'll see if we can get them looking any better than this with a little Renegade metal polish. Renegade red. There we go. Look at this bad unit right here. 12 valve Cummins laid out on the ground.
Hey guys, today we're looking at these cars.
Kind of makes you want to build a rat rod, huh? Don't feel bad. Tappet cover leaking like crazy.
Oh, I'm stuck.
Check this out.
So,
Standard.
found this truck.
Alright, that's a wrap on this video. We went all the way down to the beach and back. That was 3.5 hours each way. We cruised around down there. The truck did really, really well. It has typically not wanted to stay in overdrive and lock up, but the fluid was a little bit low and that seems to fix it. So I think I'm pretty pleased with how everything worked out. We went through a crazy storm on the way back, so we had to put everything in garbage bags because we didn't have any way to keep everything dry. But I think it worked, and the storm wasn't quite as bad as we thought. It's like tornadoes and this crazy line of storms everywhere. So, all right, like and subscribe. We'll be back with more action next time. No telling what we'll be up to, but something interesting and something probably broken.
Hello guys, today we are going to do something really cool. We are going to have so much fun, and we're going to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe for our videos because it's really important to do.